I think we're about to go live. Yeah, cool. So, putting this here. Little change of plans in some ways. Actually, no, I'm going to pop out chat. Move this here. Once again, some live modifications because I can. All right. So I'm going to quickly, for those watching, you can probably skip ahead if you wanted to draw along in the off chance, whatnot. Today we're doing some compositions and some perspective stuff. Really quick, sort of for my own self-reflection as I look back. Yesterday I checked off this, which is great. If I can finish these two in the next week, I know that I could have finished this in 6 weeks. Now life always comes up with different things, so did it take me 7 weeks? Yes. Will I likely always have like a weird week in the 6 weeks? Probably. But I still want to push. I designed some term 2 stuff yesterday. And I think I know my direction. So, why do I have two of these open? Oh, it's because OBS is there and this is weird. Okay, so I'm going to do Shot Cafe. For this composition and storytelling, this one is funny because I could have done one composition a day and been done. So I have 3 more to go. So I'm going to finish up those 3 this morning. And then I have to do these 5, which are all one thing. So these only took so long because it was 25, but these are going to take a while. I think I actually want to put important things on there. And I also can't, I need to change this because I can't technically work on this. And then also we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 left for perspective. Now these ones were not totally necessary. I made all these, but this is kind of what I want to do going forward, is make the proper assignments with the course. I mean, they suggested this perspective course or a perspective course, so I might as well have done the homeworks in the courses, right? Anyway, so this morning I'm hopefully going to get to box your object as well. I just skipped it. I don't really know why. It's just some of this stuff. Anyway, let's go over my sketchbook from yesterday because I did fill out some pages. It feels pretty good actually. So on stream, this is our thumbnail shot, right? You know, I'm actually going to experiment. What happens if I do this? This looks really weird. I should create a background, but anyway, I don't have to worry about my camera covering it. This was also on stream. This was not. This was my lunch. This was a jump from imagination. I often have this pose in my head, and I'm, every once in a while I'll come back and try it. Just some doodles, some notes while I was watching Hampton's video. Some more doodles. These little gremlins on a dinner table. I don't really know where it came from. This person's sitting, mountains and a river. Maybe this was drawing some lines and seeing what came out of it. This bookshelf in perspective was interesting. I don't know. It was a cup I was looking at. This sucked. I hate this exercise, but I say that with love. Like, it's brutal, but in the best possible way one could ask for. You have to get the squares right before you can get the ellipses right. And it's relatively easy when there's just 2 faces, but when there's 3, my cubes are just really bad. And then I have a page of doodles. I really liked this result. I doodled these 2 things, and I was like, oh, those kind of look like waterfalls. And then I, made a little scene out of it. And I really like it. I'm not gonna lie. You've got this like weirdly, light and dark on the left and right. Anyway, I'm not gonna try to overanalyze it, but this was something I had in my head, which is really nice because the whole point of drawing is, to get things from my head into reality. We've got some composition I did last night. These 2 are from the same. I just borked this one so bad. I was trying with a brush pen, but you know, these compositions are really helpful, and iterating is going to be really helpful. And I'm glad I did all these before iterating, because I'm so aware of the relative proportions now. I kind of like how this turned out, but I drew this too big relatively, so everything else kind of squished in, and there's stuff missing over here, there's stuff missing over here, and so I ended up cropping it, which was okay. And then this was fun. I kind of like how this turned out. Just cubes in space. And yeah, I'm really liking the brush pen. So I'm gonna just doodle, and then pretty quickly we'll get to compositions over here, 48, 49, 50. I kind of want to listen to music, but maybe not. Not today, Sammy. Staring at a blank page is really menacing. I don't like it. It's been a while since I've, drawn interacting cylinders, maybe. I mean, this isn't an ellipse, but that's an ellipse-ish. Well, one thing I haven't done in a while is blobs. I feel like the brush pen line is not deterministic enough. Like I should be using something else, but that's fun. So this implies that we're kind of looking at this from the right. I remember when I first discovered that, like, whoa, how these kind of worked. Or I not discovered, but like I finally understood, at least the level 1 understanding, just like how this behind the scenes overlap kind of happens. This is really flat. I kind of wish I made those contours a bit more. Oh well, this one worked out. It's okay. Creating relative, maybe there's like a, I can make myself a little exercise here. If I make a frame and I make a little horizon line, I want someone big here, which means they're just really freaking close. Not as big as I thought they were going to be, but that's okay. And then if I have someone in the background here who's really small, 2, 3. So that's all right. And then, well, I guess this is supposed to be the horizon line, isn't it? So this will be the actual horizon line. This is water now. Here's a little sea monster. Here's a dragon flying at the sea monster, because why not, dude? It's a terrible wing. It's slightly better, but not quite. And these things they work because they're kind of big. Like they're bigger than they should be in the background of this. Don't mind it though. let's just do a really big head right here, just like a huge eye. Yeah, odd number in a scene. That should be okay. And a nice little imbalance here. If I was gonna be real official about this, I'd smudge some of this in. Cool. It's just hard to get a grasp on that for me. All right, let's set a timer. Shoot 40 minutes. Another office day today, so yeah. I'm also doing a double class tonight, so I need to make sure I get what I need to get in. Trying to figure out how to, because I know one of the assignments I should be doing today is cylinder form play, and what it makes me think of is the organic form. So I could, pinch this in and out again. This here, make sure it's, the ellipse goes all the way through. I don't know, I think the more I just doodle these boxes and forms in space, in theory I should be getting better. I don't know. This needs to be a square. I wonder if it's easier to do the ellipse first. I mean, it definitely isn't, because that just defeats the entire, purpose. Like, there's no way that's accurate. Maybe, I don't know. Just making a good solid, reliable cube is a difficult thing. And then I think here, the true center is a little off, so the height of the ellipse changes a little bit. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just kind of spewing nonsense. But I do know, if we were to try and have a little plant. The stem is kind of thick. Petal's kind of small, or leaf. I'd call that a petal, I suppose. We're trying to think about how it's expanding into space here. That's not it. Thought too much about it. There we go. Slightly better. Yeah, this stem is way too thick. Alright, maybe I just go to the compositions. I don't know why, but drawing this stroke just kind of gives me like a weird sense of inspiration in a way, which I find very odd. But like, what happens if I do that? What do I see? I'm seeing movement, but I think I should animation keyframes. You've got the ball speeding up at you. it's a bunch of posts coming at you in perspective-ish. Yeah. And we just draw, a line through the background. And it becomes something else entirely, which is kind of cool. Art, baby. I don't know. What's cool, and I think I mentioned this yesterday, and I'm still noticing it, is like when you do that, because I think it's not because I'm good at it, because I don't think I'm very good at it, but it's because I've just been looking at the perspective and things a lot recently, that I do this. I do something like boom, boom, boom. And this is not, I'm not just seeing 3 lines, which I think I would have seen 6 weeks ago. And again, I'm in the mentality, but I'm seeing things receding into the distance. So all of a sudden, this can become a door. This is gonna have to be a little longer. And this is gonna have to be even longer. And all of a sudden I'm now seeing this other pathway here. And you've got, maybe someone is running along it. So you got this one's hard. I'm drawing sideways in a pose I'm not really familiar with, but you've got I guess something like this. And they're running up towards you at the camera. Anyway, that's that. I did kind of like this pen for the composition, so a couple lines and we're good to go. Still showing E. Line confidence will be my greatest enemy. I mean, one thing I found out with these is I just kept, I would draw this plane, and then I would draw an ellipse, and it would be off, and so I tried to just constantly fix it. And I need to get good at, this is my plane, and hit that ellipse, and that's it. What did I do wrong? I see that this needs to be a little more tweaked, and cool. Don't even do that. Just take the notes and move on. Anyway. Trying to think, so if I guess my intention with these warm-ups, right, is if I want to shade in this thing as fast as possible, can I stay between the lines to the best of my ability with this pen? Does that look like what I want it to look like? Can I create a coffee bean? It's not really what I wanted, but someone's hair is coming up. No, that's not what I wanted, but that's not a pen problem. That's a me problem. All right, we are going to show Trello properties, and we will show Shot Cafe. Which doesn't show up. Oh, here we are. Cool. This is Shot Cafe. This is not my website, just to be very, very clear. I am not affiliated with this in any manner, but it's a really cool resource. It's just a bunch of different movie shots. And then, very curious. It's a little slow, which is unfortunate. Maybe I can go in. set up? No. Alright, I'm looking at looking back. These ones all like look a little terrifying. Do they have before sunset? I'm just gonna look up the word sunset. I'm pretty sure it's called before sunset. Yeah. This one's cool. This one's really cool. It's all just very far away though. La La Land. Kind of already find myself I'm like focusing on picking the thing that'll be, you know, the most perfectionist. Alright, we're gonna open this image in new tab. Or not. I'm gonna just zoom in. Try and make that as big on the stream as I can. Alright. Cool. So this is a good old double. That's a wide shot, baby. So you can even tell the kind of poor line confidence when I just do this. Because I'm on the right page, I'm gonna go with this here. You can just kind of see it. At some point I should probably measure one of these frames out. Because I do wonder, you know, if I got the frame accurate, would I be okay? I'm tempted to draw that like way over here, but that's way too big. Thinking of drawing the ground first. Kind of want to just block it out. It looks like it's about halfway up this huge rock pile. Here, go down, go up, go down, go up. Yep, already too wide. It's okay. And I'm not really looking at the stagger details. I'm just kind of doing what feels right here. This looks like a person hunched over. So that head thing looks like an organic form. Is my point. It doesn't look like a rock. Okay, so this tree. This is the problem. This gap should be much wider. We're gonna try and fit the tree in anyway. But it's good to know that the tree is going to be the same size as the other tree. This is a real tree. I don't know what this is from. Oh, it's from A Space Odyssey. Okay, I think I'm kind of nailing is this a real tree? I don't really know what told me it wasn't, but gonna be honest though, I haven't ever seen Space Odyssey, so shame on me, man. Oh, this tree's way too big. It does not exceed the height of the rocks. So, shame on me. Okay, and then there's this tree, which kind of comes up to here. And this is a really good exercise in scale. And this, yeah, it kind of comes up. It does this, has another little. Yeah, and you know, I'm not trying to focus too much on the details for this. It's really just trying to get this relative sizing down. Down packed. Yeah, and then this, I don't know. getting these is rough. Because this is wrong. This shape, but that's okay, we can work with it. I just want to create the illusion that these are rocks. I don't have to create every rock individually. Which, you know, I find very difficult. But hey, we can try anyway, right? Ain't nobody said we can't try. So I guess this rock up here, it's to the left of the plant, but it's now into the plant. I mean, rocks and leaves are similar. They're just clumps of shadow. Oh, there's a little stubby little boy here. Terrible, I know, but it's not going to be good either way because the scale's off. Okay, we've also got like rocks scattered around. I should do more here. Hang on. Okay. It's not looking terrible. I need to fix these protrusions. Cool. This also needs some work. So we got this. This sharp rock is gonna come around. I'm kind of just taking, because the scale's off, you know, this is not a one-to-one. Maybe doing one of those grid exercises would help me, where you just like draw what's in each grid, because then you get the whole proportions right, which it's a valid strategy. I just don't want to learn to do that. However, I think I've found something where it would be very, very important for me to at least try. Try grid overlay with ref for sizing. I don't think I totally bombed this, but it's not ideal here. Because you got some like foreground bushes here. Try and draw some little circles here. Shape to form, buddy, shape to form. All right, so you got the shape, and then you can kind of squiggle through. Not even, I don't think I'm at the point where I know how to properly squiggle through, but yeah, and then the clouds, I guess, kind of intersect with this, and they come around, and then again, you know, I've really forked this because these clouds come up, you know, up and over. Clouds is also, like rocks, clump of shadow. They do kind of round out a little bit. Got some more clouds in the background here. Just kind of squiggling because again the focus is composition, and to give just enough detail that you can figure out what's going on. But they are clouds, so think about how to represent light. Don't really think I'm succeeding in my mission, but that's okay. Because these are going to be, I think, you know what? I should do this. Excuse me. Because I want the edge of the clouds to be light effectively. Yeah, and then I'm going to take the pencil. I think in general this should be done with line weight. But go ahead and gray in these rocks, dude. Either pencil or smudging, I guess. I'm okay with this. It's not the greatest. Kind of bummed about this relative proportion stuff again, but it's okay. 48. All right, we'll go to browse movies. It's already Thursday. Last week was so slow in the best of ways. This week was so fast. So fast. Alright. Past lives I just really like, but Hannah sounds familiar. I don't want to accidentally open something that's not. I don't think there's any. No, these should all be fine movies. Like I don't. These are the only movies they have. They just coincidentally have past lives. Interesting. Only the river flows. This sounds interesting. Let me, just in case. I guess I would have thought they had more movies, but there's shite. This site must be relatively new. Okay. These are cool. Apparently it's a drama horror, but I'm not seeing any thing too bad, so no trigger warnings necessary. This one could be good. I think they need to scale. I think Shot Cafe is going to have a scaling problem. This is really blurry, which is not a bad thing. This would be really good for me to figure out relative. It'd be fun to do this one in color. I'm just looking at the palette at the bottom and trying to take brushes and blocking everything out in color, but not right now. Not the intent. This one is cool. I like this shot. I don't know why. I just do. Why does that kid have a gun? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. Never seen this movie. But he's equipped. Bro looks more confident than me. All right. What are we looking at? We got a 1 point perspective, but the dot is, or the vanishing point's really high up. Okay, this is not quite too wide. I do have a tendency to make these too small. That much I know. But also I think it's more so that I have a tendency to start drawing too big. So this child is in the dead center. And they go from about, they take up, I would say, half. So they go from about here to about here. Now, I need to be careful because this means they're going to be really small on the page. So this hat comes around here. I'm starting with the hat, potentially ill-advised. Here, we've got this like gun. It's coming down. If I make him too small, that'll just be a first. Kind of looking like Klein from Sword Art Online right now. That's okay. That's okay. We've got the this coming down. We know that this is a sleeve. He's got this little, by little I mean this jacket that's way too big for him. Nope, and he's still too big. Cool, good job. This lines up with the center of his face, and then this is gonna come up and over because his leg is sticking out. On the same level of his right arm, our left. This is gonna come down to here. We're gonna circle around, come up. His hand is here, and here. This like clear thing kind of comes down. So I'm gonna do this. Potentially ill-advised, but I'm okay with that for now. Here, and then the leg is gonna come a little down. We got the foot. Okay, this is, you know, it's okay. We're working with it. The bottom of the other pant is here, and he's got this like foot coming down here. Okay. I would have drawn this way too big. I honestly believe that I would have like put the head like that big, which would have made the feet down here. So it's a great exercise for me. Okay, this door frame, right, is about as wide as he is. And then this side is a little less, including under here. So this is here. I'm just gonna shoot this straight up a little bit in though, because you've also got to the top of the shin this side, and then kind of same thing is happening here. At his hand there's a doorknob and a door. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, that's not too bad. And then there's a line here because there's something that's out here. I can't tell if this is a ceiling or not, to be totally honest with you, but I'll just kind of do that. Okay. Yeah, this one kind of came down a little bit. Do this. This is not as wide as he is by any means, but I think I made it a little too wide anyway. So then this part here and the perspective brings it here to the background. I'm just kind of building it out. I think, I don't know if I should be doing it this way, but I don't mind it. So this is above the doorknob. I think what's important to me is that I'm looking at this and I'm seeing perspective, right? I'm still applying all the rules. I'm just not making everything cubes and boxes right now. I mean, everything is still a cube, or everything is still a box, or a basic shape, but it's just, that's okay if I don't fully adapt to those rules right now. Here, and then this one goes all the way across. And this one goes down. See how much easier this became? Kind of talking to myself here, but how much easier this became when I actually spent time to make sure this one object was the right size. Because now everything is, I mean, this is in the picture a little too high here, but you know, this ends, everything is relative, and I think it's so important that I'm actually looking at all that right now. So I'm not going to draw that bottom line yet, but I am going to draw this line. Oops, gonna do this because I want to indicate direction of shadow. Or I want to indicate the shadow and not just like a line on the wall. Which doesn't really exist over here, but we can definitely do this. Although I don't know why that would be a shadow. Nah, who knows. Identifying lighting is a little above my pay grade right now. I think I definitely can, but yeah. Okay, so we know that his foot's on the step. Right. And we know that there's another step behind it. So these steps are all this wide. And what's going to tell us these are steps is the wall. The wall is going to keep bending down. These should be kind of similar, right? So if this is a step, that's another step. And there's two big steps below his foot. So I think for me, it's like, what? How do we know they're steps? Well, it's the sides. Now, I think part of what makes this scene so interesting to me is the lighting. Actually, no, that's a lie. I think it's because there's this emptiness here, and I don't know how to convey that. I'm trying to emphasize negative space, but I wonder if I pencil him in, is that going to change anything? Is my head blocking the camera? I think, yeah, a little bit. It's weird, having done YouTube for so long, one of the things that I can never let go of, like even in Zoom meetings, is just like camera position. Anyway, like you're always aware of it. I think also like there's nothing drawing the eye into the scene, right? Because you're drawn up. You know, these stairs are arrows. You know, these stairs should be a little thinner, a little wide. See the difference when you create a strong starting object. I'm just kind of saying this because it's like I didn't have to feel like I was squishing everything in. Almost the opposite. Anyway, I think the like, I was gonna say decal. This is not decal. This is something else entirely. I'm just trying to think about how this composition gets you to really look this way. Because even if I'm looking at the wall, you end up following this up. This is, pretty. What I'm doing right now is probably ill-advised, but that's okay. Number 49. I think I'll call it there for that one. Thinking about how this draws the eye into center. Yeah, all right, let me find some more. One more. Should I finish this how I started it? Do you got dragon? Let me go back to the homepage. Because I think my first one, oh man, making a video on this is going to be fun. My first one was on July 1st. I should have definitely been done with these by now. Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon. I think I've definitely been able to look at and see more in the different compositions I'm choosing to draw. It's cool. You know, just practicing actually creates progress. Who would have thought? Okay, they don't have anything for dragon. That's unfortunate. Oh, I looked up Dragon M. The girl with the dragon tattoo. Never seen nor read. Are there interesting shots in here? Is that James Bond? And in this movie? What's it about? What is a girl with the dragon tattoo about? And is there a romance subplot? I feel like it's a neo-noir mystery thriller. Oh, it is definitely not there is no romantic subplot here. The chess screenshot looks kind of cool, but we're going to skip that. What is said every smoker ever? Oh, it's an ad campaign. I was gonna say, if I look at this shot is actually kind of cool. Yeah, don't smoke. First of all, I agree with this. I back this. Oh, this is complicated though. I mean, there's almost a 5-point perspective here. There's a little fisheye effect. This is such a wide shot though. I'm not doing this one, but it's really cool. Shout out to them for putting in the work. All right, we'll do. I have to get out of the mentality of like, oh, it's the last one, because it's not. I need to do more of these, and there will be more of my own compositions over time for sure. Maybe I'll just finish off with the Past Lives one again. I just love this movie. This is a cool shot. Okay, we'll do this. This is challenging too. I think what really worked with this is that the child was right in the center. And it was really easy to pinpoint how far in they were left and right and up and down. This one is not so easy. I think it's, same aspect ratio. I mean, something I could do as well. I literally just forgot my thought, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. This is why I think the thirds are helpful to me, because it's less a composition thing and more just like, can I track everything? I like how these two railings here, one ends where the other begins. One begins where the other ends. I imagine that angle is this whole angle is very intentional. Okay, I want to start with the girl, I think. So I feel like the stairs are the most important part. And so to start with the stairs, I need to start with this here pathway that kind of goes. Is that too? It's too big. Hope and pray. Draw first, pray later. Which means this pole here. Don't hate it. I don't hate it. We're not off to a terrible start. using these as a measurement, which I kind of borked up already. So we've got, this one is tiny. And then before we hit the bend, we've got, this one ends here. I'm just bolding this because, or bolding, this is my reference point. Ah, shucks. Yeah, no. The pole should be here, but this is in front of the telephone pole. So now I have to already adjust. We'll do this. Given how tall this pole is, the fence it comes here at best. And then this is supposed to, yeah. Oops, okay, whatever. Gotta have that one up, that's okay. Because the more I establish, I think I'm like missing all of this too. Darn, dude. Here I was thinking I was doing something. But see how small this is? Like, it's just so small to me. Which is fine. As it should be. But it just really throws me off. Alright, you got the dog. Nailed it. Look at that detail. And then these lines. See, these lines, there should be 7 of them. I don't know. We're gonna see how all this comes together in a minute. Some manhole cover. Man, this movie's sad. Good, but sad. Can relate, dude. Alright, so now we have this. And we have, you know, this pathway coming in. Let's do these stairs here, I guess. Or, no. We'll do, oh my god, this has to be all the way over here. This works ish. Definitely gonna just start to not speed through, but yeah, I mean that's rough, dude. Because then you've got the boy here. Actually, yeah, his head's like kind of here. He's here. He's holding the ball. His back leg is, you know, here. Actually, you know, I'll take that. I actually really like how this turned out. This railing curve. And then she's kind of at his shoulder, but her feet are at the same level. So she's a little behind him. Right, so here, 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 here. Really simplified Persian shape there. This path comes up from right behind her. We got this big old plant. Okay, so I actually didn't make this remotely big enough. There's so much to fit here. My bad. Because you've got this like roof thing. Bro, it's literally a roof. This is here. You know, more roof shenanigans. This is rough. But unlike the ellipses exercise, I don't hate this. Again, I hate, but I love that one because I can recognize its value. This one, I actually am enjoying this. I feel like I'm getting a lot out of it. See, this here should be above the girl. But it's not, is it? Is it? No, it's not. Oh well. Again, trying to just pay attention. Okay, and then, you know, we got more here. When I haven't watched anime in a hot minute, but when I get back to watching anime, I gotta pay attention to their landscapes. Because, I mean, oh man. This is not it. I kind of nailed this, right? This is really well placed, but everything needed to scale a lot more down. This vast empty space is great. This space needs to be, again, scaled down, but it's in comparison to this. I think what makes this so interesting and what draws your eye down through is that you've got vast empty space. And this is art. Oh, me, could be many people. I think I know who you are because of the orange slice comment. But we've got the vast empty space, and this is me analyzing art, so it's all subjective. But then all of a sudden you got all this clutter on the left, and you see the two people, and so you're immediately, you know, they're what's bringing your eye down and around. Like pina coladas, getting lost in the rain, dancing in the rain. Alright, timer's up, and I want to do more. God, this sucks. Because there should be two of these between the boy. Blech. Scale is a big oof. But hey, that's it. We can go ahead and go into Trello and we can check off composition, second 25 movie scenes, and that's all 50. So revisit this one day. I think empty versus busy space was pretty good. Strong start, but everything, oh man. What I should do is I should overlay my own drawing and really see, because his head here lines up well with the pole, right? So maybe this was even too big. Well, actually, no. This post should be over here, right? So it should be here, which would have given me a little more space around here. I'm analyzing this far too much. That's okay. We're gonna pencil in the people. That's rough, dude. That's okay. It's okay. We move. Like pina coladas, getting caught in the rain. Midnight. I don't know any of the words. Oh man. All right. I'm tempted to just do boxes in space, man. Box your object. Woo. Getting caught in the rain. I'm bummed I missed that comment. My bad. Anyway. Choose another object you like. I don't understand it. Anything you want to look at for an hour or two. Define the three-line systems of the object as if it were a box. It may help to try to... I see. A stack of several books shifted about in different positions. Books are easy to simplify, but the fact they're not lined up will keep you busy. Yeah, okay. I might call it. Take a tenner before I leave. I'm glad that I pushed through to finish these compositions, though. I'm grateful that I'm pushing through. Yeah, maybe I'll wrap up. Thanks to Pina for stopping by and saying hi. And if you're watching along, I laugh because one day maybe. Let me know. Share your drawing on Discord if you also drew one of the compositions. And man, the tiredness is really hitting me. As soon as I get moving on my way to work, I'll wake up. I'll really get going. But whew. Anyway, farewell.